Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into the fascinating story of Nokia, the once dominant mobile phone giant that ruled the world, only to fall dramatically. Nokia's journey from a revolutionary brand to a struggling company offers powerful lessons about innovation, competition, and adaptability. If you're interested in business, tech history, or simply want to learn how a company can go from unstoppable to forgotten, stick around because this video will break it all down. The rise of Nokia. Nokia wasn't always in the mobile phone business. It had a much humbler beginning. In fact, it started as a paper mill company in Finland back in 1865, producing paper products for local markets. Over the years, Nokia transformed itself multiple times, entering industries like rubber and cables, adapting to the changing times. But it wasn't until the late 20th century that the company shifted its focus to telecommunications, and that's when things really took off for Nokia. In the 1990s, Nokia made a bold move, focusing almost entirely on mobile phones, a decision that would define its future. This decision paid off big time, catapulting the company to new heights. By the late 90s, Nokia was the undisputed leader in mobile phones, dominating the market. The company launched the Nokia 3310 in 2000, a phone so iconic it became a cultural phenomenon, loved by millions. It was indestructible, long-lasting, and affordable. Everything a customer wanted at the time, making it a household name. Nokia wasn't just a mobile phone brand. It was a global force, recognized and trusted worldwide. By 2007, it controlled 49% of the global market share in mobile phones, a staggering achievement. For context, that's nearly half the world using Nokia phones, a testament to its widespread appeal. They had their finger on the pulse of the mobile world, and their influence was massive, driving innovation. People trusted the brand because it was reliable, innovative, and durable, qualities that set it apart. The turning point: innovation versus complacency. But what goes up must come down, right? The seeds of Nokia's downfall were sown at the height of its success. As the smartphone revolution was beginning, Nokia became complacent. While companies like Apple and Google were working on new operating systems like iOS and Android, Nokia stuck with its Symbian OS. Symbian was reliable but clunky, especially as smartphones were evolving into sleek touchscreen devices. In 2007, Apple introduced the iPhone. This moment marked a seismic shift in the mobile industry. Suddenly, phones weren't just for calling and texting, they were mini computers, and Nokia wasn't ready for that. Nokia believed that hardware would remain the key to success, but they failed to realize that software was now king. The downfall. Nokia's fall from grace happened faster than anyone could have predicted. Once a titan in the mobile phone industry, their decline was swift and shocking. The company scrambled to adapt, but it was too late. Internal chaos and missteps only accelerated their downfall. By the time they partnered with Microsoft in 2011 to launch Windows-based phones, the market had already shifted dramatically. Consumers had moved on to iPhones and Androids, and Nokia's new phones failed to make an impact. The competition was simply too strong. The Windows Phone, though innovative in some ways, just couldn't compete with iOS and Android. It lacked the user-friendly interface and app ecosystem. App developers weren't flocking to create apps for the Windows ecosystem, which severely limited its appeal. Without apps, the phone was just hardware. Nokia was left in a no man's land, trying to push a product that didn't have the necessary infrastructure to succeed. Their efforts were in vain. In 2013, Nokia sold its phone division to Microsoft for $7.2 billion, a fraction of what the company was once worth. It was a bittersweet end. The brand that had once dominated the global market was now a footnote in tech history, a reminder of how quickly fortunes can change in the tech world. Why did Nokia fail? So, what exactly went wrong with this once dominant giant? Nokia's failure can be boiled down to a few critical mistakes that ultimately led to its downfall. Failure to adapt. The mobile phone industry was changing rapidly, and Nokia wasn't quick enough to pivot from hardware to software, which was becoming increasingly important. The focus on Symbian, instead of developing a robust operating system that could compete with iOS or Android, was a critical misstep that cost them dearly. Complacency. When you're at the top, it's easy to get comfortable and overlook the need for continuous innovation. Nokia believed that its dominance would continue indefinitely, but in business, there's no room for complacency. Innovation never stops, and neither does competition. Poor strategic partnerships. The partnership with Microsoft was an attempt to regain lost ground, but it didn't work as planned. The Windows Phone, though innovative in some aspects, couldn't compete with the more established operating systems that already had a vast ecosystem of apps and users. Leadership confusion. Nokia went through several leadership changes during its decline, and that lack of a unified vision only accelerated the company's downfall. A business needs strong and consistent leadership to navigate through turbulent times, and Nokia just didn't have that stability when it was most needed. The aftermath and lessons learned. Today, Nokia still exists, but it's a shadow of its former self. It no longer leads the mobile phone market, but focuses on telecommunications infrastructure. The brand has moved on to 5G networks, and while it may not be the household name it once was, Nokia has found a new niche. The story of Nokia's rise and fall offers powerful lessons, not just for tech companies, but for all businesses. The biggest takeaway? Innovation never sleeps. You can't afford to rest on your laurels, no matter how dominant you are. The business landscape changes rapidly, and if you're not willing to adapt, you'll get left behind. And now, we want to hear from you. Do you think Nokia could have survived if they had switched to Android sooner? What's your favorite Nokia memory? Drop a comment below, and let's chat about it. Don't forget to like this video, hit the subscribe button, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a deep dive into tech history. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Remember, even the biggest giants can fall, but the lessons they leave behind can help us all rise.